All right, we take you inside Apex Arena, where your Lehman Lightning look to go 10-0 in conference play. Tonight they're matched up against the City College of New York, which coincidentally happens to be star player Ricardo Dixon's former team. That'll be the storyline tonight. We talked to him during half. He said this one's personal. He's going to be ready to play, but what he wants most is a victory. He says he's happy to be clapping and cheering for his team if it means they win. I expect he'll be doing a lot more than that. Here he is at the top of the key. Hearts to Tracy in the corner. Bottoms up. Gets it to go. Points to the crowd. This team's fired up to start 3-0. Last time these two teams played was January 7th, just about a month ago, and Lehman cruised to a 69-50 victory. CCNY was led by star player Justin Moretti, and Lehman was led by Amar Nadai with 15 points, 9 boards, and 2 assists. Here's Tracy again from the top of the key. Give it to him one more time. Once is nice, twice is nice. 6-0 Lehman. The bench is into it, the crowd is into it. Your second basket is presented to you by Daniel Duran LLC. Beavers set a ball screen. Here's Carcamo to the corner. Bowman back to Carcamo, drives it past Tracy. A tough task to do, gets the floater to go. That's a nice touch. Carcamo, just a 5'7" junior, so he's going to have to be nifty when he goes down inside the trees. Up high! Down hard! Dixon oops the alley. Great set play, and Lehman is off to a rocking start on offense. 3 of 3 from the field. Keyshawn Tracy with 2 threes. Ricardo Dixon slamming one home. Here's Amar Nadai playing tough defense. Chris Papetti. Outside. Off glass, no good. And here's Tyler Hartz off to the races. No numbers, 1-on-4. Euro step to the lane. No foul called. CCNY steps on the baseline. It'll stay with the Lightning as the Lehman missed their first shot of the night. CCNY comes into this one 6-14, but they are 5-4 in conference play. Dixon from the wing, a little bit long off the iron. You could tell he wanted that one. On Saturday on the alumni game, Dixon didn't take many threes. Actually, he didn't take any, which is a little surprising as he's shown some real range to start this season. There he is, hoisting one early, doesn't get it to fall. As I said, CCNY 6-14 overall. Oh, wow, that's a tough fadeaway jumper. No good. Men's with the rebound. They're pushing. Men's looks at Hartz, doesn't find him. He's got Dixon down low. Post hook. Looks like that'll be a foul. Cameron Reyes will pick it up. As I said, CCNY 1-9 on the road, which is contributing to their 6-14 overall record. They are 5-4 in conference play, which is what matters. Right inside to Dixon. He'll get fouled on his way up and take 2 at the charity stripe. Lehman obviously comes into this one 14-6, riding an 8-game winning streak as they look to go 10-0 in conference play and position themselves atop the CUNYAC. Ricardo Dixon says he's got a lot of love for his old team, his old teammates, his old coaches, but none of that matters tonight. Misses the first one. Ricardo Dixon's been one of the more talented players in the league for quite some time now. And he says he loves what Coach Schulman has brought out of him. He says Coach Schulman drives him, Coach Schulman pushes him to be the best version of himself. One of the most interesting parts, and I talked to Ricardo at halftime of the women's game just about an hour and a half ago, and he was telling me how one of the biggest keys to success for Lehman this year has been offensive rebounding. Carcamo from the corner, nothing but net. Nice play from the Beavers to get back into this one after the hot start from Lehman out of the gates. Ricardo said one of the biggest reasons for success was their offensive rebounding and the way that they get more shots than the other team. He says they averaged one of the most shots. Oh, Hart's knifes right into the lane. Nice take for two. Took the contact and on the body and the arm and still got it to go. Ricardo said they take some of the most shots in the country, and that's a recipe to win. If you're taking more shots than the other team, you're making more shots than the other team, and that all comes from offensive rebounding. And I said, how can you mention offensive rebounding as the Beavers get the hoop and the harm on Ricardo Dixon? He's not going to like watching that one back on film later. I said, you can't mention offensive rebounding and not mention Amar Nadai. And Dixon said, you're right about that. He said the reason that he's so good himself at offensive rebounding is how much they battle in practice. He says it's live game reps every single time in practice. They go so hard, they push themselves so hard, and that's why it translates to the court. The hustle, the grit. People always argue whether offensive rebounding is a hustle stat or a talent. I say a little bit of both. Men's quick trigger from the top. Yahtzee throws it up to his face. Lehman coming out of the gates firing from downtown as they are now 3 of 4. Tracy with 2, Men's with 1. Dribble handoff. Bowman brings it back out. Here's Carcamo. Carcamo over to Dinkins. Dinkins trying to get it inside to Papetti. Papetti posting Nadai up. Nadai staying strong, brings the wrist down. Nadai looks like a shot clock violation. He does not get it off. That's exceptional defense. Coach Schulman telling his bench to cheer him on. Great defense, moving their feet, getting all the way around, contesting shots, making life hard for the Beavers. On January 7th, the last time these two teams played, Nadai had 9 boards, 15 rebounds. Tyrese Conway, who was in one of his first few games with the team, put up 11 of his own. It was a very well-rounded effort as they're looking to get the ball into Dixon, but that's great deny defense from the Beavers. Bodies are on the floor, the ball's on the floor. You love this energy. CCNY doesn't want to lose twice to Lehman in one season. I was talking to Coach Schulman. He said this game should be a little bit different than the last one. CCNY had some players hurt. They're getting some guys back. He's expecting a much tighter game after the 69-50 win Lehman had last game. On Saturday, this past Saturday, 2 or 3 days ago, it was Lehman pulling off the victory, 79-56 over Medgar Evers, who falls to an astonishing 0-20 on the season. Tyler Hart's had an exceptional game with 20 points and 4 steals. Dixon right behind him with 16 of his own. And it was Tyrese Conway off the bench with 14, filling it up. A tight game going into the tail end of the first quarter. And then from there with the Lightning all the way, they ran away with it. Here's Tracy at the top of the key, calling out the set. The double screen from the bigs. Dicing him up, gets to the lane. Floater, too easy for Tracy. He's come out with vengeance. Carcamo arguing to the ref while his team is halfway up the court. Nadai risks it, going for it. Reyes from the wing, bottom. And this is a fast-paced, high-scoring, high-octane offensive game so far. I'm missing my partner, Sam. Sam, if you're watching, I'm excited to get you back. Dixon with the tough pull-up jump shot, but there's Nadai doing what he does best on the offensive glass, and wow. Popetti flies to the ground. This game is intense and physical, as you expect conference games to be. Conway at the scorer's table, ready to check in for his first few minutes. Nadai at the free throw line. One of Nadai's biggest struggles last season was his free throw shooting. He's bumped his percentage up from the low 40s to the high 50s, which is great to see as he gets the first one to go. Looks pure. Nadai was coming off the bench last year. Coach Schulman anticipated that he would get a lot more minutes this season, and that has been the case. There's been a couple games where he's played in the upper 30s. He gets both free throws to drop. Lehman up 18-11 early as Carcamo, knife into the basket, gets fouled on his way up. He's got a quick first step. He's kind of been able to combat Keyshawn Tracy as that's his forte. So this is going to be fun to watch all night long. I like the energy that I'm seeing so far from this Lehman team. Carcamo gets the first to drop. CCNY riding a 2-game winning streak, looking to make it 3. This would be a statement win, obviously, giving Lehman their first conference loss of the season, at home especially. Dinkins on the wing. Pull-up jumper off iron. There's Menz with the rebound. They'll move in transition. No numbers. Tracy at the top. He thought about it. Decides to pull it out, and they're going to run the 2 big high set. The Dying Hearts. Dixon taking a breather. Oh, great find from Tracy. Dropping it off to Nadai for the easy 2. They teach you that in middle school. Drive in the lane, draw the big, and drop it off. Well done as no help crashes down from the wings or the corners. Carcamo from way beyond the arc. Nadai skies for the rebound. Here's Conway in transition. He's got Menz if he wants him. Tracy, reverse swing. Here's Hartz, sizing him up. Pump fake, step through. Gets tripped on his way to the basket. He'll be going to the line for 2. Great aggression, great energy. This Lehman team has come out hot. Tyler Hartz, the Oneonta State transfer. Plays positions 1 through 4 and plays them all incredibly well. Can handle it if you need him to handle it. Can play big if you need him to play big. A Swiss Army knife, triple threat player for Shulman. And Shulman's going to bring Dixon right back into this game. Quick breather for him. Lehman scorching hot to start this one. 7 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown. Getting to the rim as well. The Beavers with 4 fouls already. Hartz makes the second. Lehman up 10, 22-12. Carcamo looking at the ref again. He's talking about something. Tracy might be getting under his skin a little bit. Here's a Lubikin. In the corner. No good for Abarasade. Tracy up top. Double pick high. He goes Nadai's way. Looks for the pick and roll. Wow, that's a tough take as he pirouettes over to the left-hand side of the basket using the rim as protection, but he can't get enough English off glass to get it to fall. Here's Carcamo at the top of the key. I got my eyes on this matchup all night. Pulls back, step-back jumper in Tracy's face. Way off, and they've got numbers. If Tracy runs with him, oh, Menz gets picked from behind. Here comes Bowman on the run. Goes up strong. The dial get whistled for the foul. Bowman to the line for 2. Marte ready to check into the game. Instant offense, instant firepower. Part of the beauty of this Lehman squad is just how deep they are. Anyone can come off that bench and give great minutes. Bowman gets the first to go. That's the Beavers' first bucket in about 2 minutes of game action. As Bowman misses the second one off the back iron. Tracy, nifty getting through. And a great tap out from Marte. Here's Dixon up high. He's going to hand it off to his guard to set something up. Great take by Tracy, and then Marte with the hustle to tip that back out and give them another possession. Part of what Dixon was saying at halftime, if you're taking more shots, you're going to make more shots. It's just a simple rule of math, I guess. I'm not a math guy. And wow, that's a tough shot. Dixon just gets it off for the buzzer, and there's a dive, battling it. No, first rebound, no good. Second rebound, gets it to go. That's a man amongst boys down there. Beautiful job. The effort, the hustle. First of all, the awareness from Dixon to even get that shot up from the corner, and then for him to even touch rim so that give Nadai a chance to get on the glass. He gets the first one, first shot blocked, no sweat. Second effort, goes up strong, gets it to go. 3 points the old-fashioned way, though he can't convert. Misses the free throw. 11 minutes and change to go. Lehman up 24-13. Firing on all cylinders to start this game. That was a great, nice fake handoff. Can't get it to go. Dixon with great defense. Hands up. Marte got a 1-on-2 if he wants it. Goes right to the rim. Rolls off the iron. Marte's battling. Oh, and Marte stepped out as he fought for that loose ball. No timeouts yet in this game. This game is flying by. Not a lot of fouls. No timeouts. Just good, fast-paced basketball. We'll see if the Beavers can find it on offense. Not a single field goal in over 3.5 minutes for them. Tracy playing pressure up on Carcamo. Here's Abarasade. David Leye also in the game. Carcamo drives, steps back. Tracy's all over him, deflects it away. On him like white on rice, and this is beautiful. Nadai hedges it. In transition, step through, layup, fillet. This place is rocking. Look at the bench. Juiced up for the big fella, taking it coast to coast on the steal. That all starts with Tracy playing pressure defense. They set the screen, Nadai hedges it, jumps it right away, pressure. There's Nate. Wow. Leye off glass to silence this crowd. They needed that in a bad way. Nadai! Oh, excuse me, that's Dixon. But Nadai right there on the offensive glass again, going up strong, getting fouled. Dixon was a blur going to the rim on that one. Can't get it to fall. I thought he might rise up and dunk that one. This Lehman team is out of the gates rocking. First one doesn't go, but that's a good miss. You know what they say. Long or short's a good miss. Anything left or right's a bad one. Second free throw for Nadai, no good. Same thing off the back iron. Halfway through this first half, Lehman up 26-16. Nadai with some incredible plays already. Tracy contributing early with the pair of threes. And there's Hartz getting his hands in there, picking him clean in transition. Marte lobs it up. Oh, wow. Looked like it was intended for Nadai. Dixon snares it out of the air and then steps out of bounds. The Beavers will get the ball back. But you gotta love this defensive activity and this defensive energy if you're Coach Schulman, as it looks like Barcor will step in. Wow, Bowman steps right into a three early in the shot clock. Ill-advised shot, in my opinion. But hey, maybe that's what Daniel Colon wants out of his team, is this early offense. Barcor checks in for Nadai. He'll get a well-deserved rest as he's been battling down low. He's already up to 7 rebounds, folks. 10 minutes into this game, he's got 7 rebounds, 8 points. He's 3 of 3 from the field. And that highlight steal, step through. Barcor on the wings. Marte cuts through. They give it to Ricardo Dixon up top. Conway pick and pop. Conway step back, thought about it. Wow. Oh my gosh, he's got a quick finger. Dixon with the offensive rebound. Oh my gosh. You could hear that one from up here. Barcor gets slapped on the wrist. How about that dribble sequence from Conway? Beautiful. Gets right to the lane for 2. Long rebound out to Dixon. Dixon finds Barcor down low and he gets hacked. Good on the Beavers part, make him earn it. Doesn't get the first to go, and that's a good foul. Barkor misses the second of two. Back-to-back empty trips to the free throw line for the Lightning as Nadai goes 0 of 2 and then Barkor goes 0 of 2. Lubikin throws it away, and here's Barkor going to the rim. Hard! Count it, plus the foul. As he flexes, makes up for the missed free throws. What a take from Barkor. Taking it up strong, going right in the chin of the defense, not shying away from contact. Gets it to go, and we'll see if he can convert the three the old-fashioned way. Fans cheering for him. Gets it to go, and you love to see that. Beautiful take from Barkor. CCNY being really sloppy with the basketball early, already up to 4 turnovers, and some of them have just been completely unforced, throwing the ball away like that one from Lubikin. Here's Leye, loses it for a second but regathers, swings it over. Bowman drives it in. Bowman can't get it to go, but right there is Dinkins on the follow. Not sure what the call was there. Ref made a stoppage of some sort. Bucket still counts, though, for Dinkins on the follow. CCNY dropping into a 2-3 zone. We'll see how Lehman attacks this. Marte had some space on the wing. Swings it over to Conway. Conway back to Marte from downtown. Looked a little bit long from the jump. Barkor, incredible hustle. Jumping into the back. Conway on the wing. Ice cream for Conway. Nothing but net. That looked pure, and that all starts from Barkor's activity and hustle, saving that ball from falling out of bounds, throwing it back out to the top of the key. That looked like a travel, but I guess they're going to get a foul first. This Lehman team is playing with energy tonight. They came out of the gates a little bit slow on Saturday. Not the case tonight, as Fabian Cruz checks into the game. On the floor for the Lightning right now is Hartz, Conway, Nadai, Marte, and Barkor. They're going a little bit big. From way downtown, Leye doesn't get it to go. Rebound Conway, he's got hops. He gets up there. The Lightning going a little bit big. Hart's playing the point. We told you he can. Plays that 1 through 4. He's got some size if he's playing the point. High-low. And Nadai just throws it a little bit too high. But CCNY can't gather the rebound. The loose ball. Still no timeouts in this game. 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Lehman up 32-18. 4 of 6 from downtown and 20 shots already. That's what Coach Shulman drills into him, is good defense and getting second chance opportunities. Tracy thought about it in the corner. CCNY still sitting in this 2-3 zone. Got to get it into the middle if you really want to make a move. Trying to feed Nadai, but it's denied. And great hands right there by Dinkins as he gets the steal. They've got numbers. Dinkins taking it in. Beautiful take. Beautiful take from Dinkins. Timeout on the floor. 32-20. Lehman leads early. We'll be back. We take you back inside Apex Arena as Ricardo Dixon facing off against his former team. Lehman's got an early lead, 32-20, coming out the gates hot. Tracy hit back-to-back threes to get it started, and they haven't looked back since. CCNY into that 2-3 zone, really making Lehman move the ball around. They go to the short corner, and Nadai passes it up top to Conway, over to Tracy. He's so quick when he just moves those feet. Conway pump fake, Marte over to Tracy. My goodness. Baba Ganoush from Tracy. He's up to 3 threes. Can't miss as he throws up the hand goggles, and another unforced error from the Beavers, as that is a Lubican throwing it right out of bounds into the stands. We'll see if they run some sort of action for Tracy, as he can't miss right now. 3 of 3 from downtown. Hearts to Men's in the corner. Here's Tracy up top. CCNY back into his zone. Seemingly Tracy shot him out of it. Men's up top. Finds Conway. Deep wing 3. Too far. There's Nadai again. That's what he does. Power dribble. Going up strong amongst the trees. Too much. But there's Conway with the tip in. Count it, plus the foul. Boy, oh boy, are these guys active early on the glass and on defense. Flying all over the court. Bodies everywhere. Conway misses that wing 3, falls on the ground, and before you know it, when Nadai goes up, back up for 2, Conway's right there to clean it up, tip it in, gets fouled too. So he'll have a chance, although misses the free throw. After 2 early free throws from Nadai, they've been struggling from the line. Here are the Beavers. Fabian, the pull-up free throw line jumper, too strong, too much mustard. I don't even like mustard. I'm a ketchup guy. Out of bounds. This will stay with the Beavers. Carcamo checking back into the game. He was getting into it early with Tracy. We'll see if he can help cut into this lead. He hit 2 early threes. Here's Bowman at the top. Men's right on him. That's what they do. They pressure you. They make you go quick. Bowman, that's a tough take. Nice jump stop, fading away floater. Beats Men's off the dribble. Here's Tracy bringing it up. Another 2-3. So this CCNY team, they're switching up. Conway wide open. Yeah, you got to take that long elbow jumper. That's great action, though. Way to flash to the high post. Take that fadeaway elbow jump shot wide open. Coach Schulman will take that every time, I would assume. Carcamo with a nice swing pass. Here's Dinkins. Dinkins looking to get it inside. Can't get it to Papetti. Dinkins will take the floater. No shooter's bounce. Conway skies for the rebound. He is athletic. When he jumps, it just looks like he takes off from a trampoline. Here's Tracy. Nadai setting up for the screen, but he's not going to officially make it. Oh, they're setting a down pick. Here comes Conway. Using that quick first step. Gets the rim. He'll get fouled. Dinkins whistled for the contact. Conway to the line for 2. Out with injuries today for Lehman is Billy Donovan. Oh my gosh, Men's looked like he was stumbling there for a second. Bowman swings it over to Leye. Inside, Papetti. Count it, plus the basket. They made a concerted effort to get it to him down low early, and now they're going back to it, and that worked seemingly well as he gets the 2 to go. Tracy saying, let's get in here. Keep your head on your shoulders, Conway. Someone's got to get shooter. The other 2 are going to crash and pinch, assuming Pulpetti Wow, and that is what great on Tracy. Oh, what a pass from Conway. Looks like he took some steps. Yep, they're going to call that. But what vision from Conway as he rifles it right into it, cutting the die. But back to that leadership from Tracy, telling Conway to come in. Ends up being a long rebound, and Conway snares it, preventing the offensive rebound. So well done by Tracy, and way to be athletic and engaged by Conway. Tracy with that full court pressure, making life difficult for Carcamo. As I always say, even if you're not going to get a steal, just forcing them to get into their action late makes a huge difference. And Carcamo, again, complaining to the ref. Looks like Tracy may have had him around the waist. Look at this, though. They start their action with 19 seconds on the clock rather than 26. It makes a huge difference. Again, trying to get it down low to Pulpetti. They don't. Cross-court pass. Here's Leye. Just short. Barcor with the rebound. Nice pass from Carcamo. Reverse swinging it. And that's a good look from Leye. You'll take that if you are Coach Cologne and the Beavers. Conway thought about it from way downtown. Maybe should have just pulled the trigger. Instead, he gets excited and shuffles the feet. That's back-to-back turnovers from the Lehman Lightning. The lead is down to 15, 39-24. Hartz playing great defense. Dinkins over to Carcamo. Carcamo to Pulpetti. Barcor, hand straight up. Tracy swiped down. I'm not sure if they're going to get Tracy on the swipe down because Barcor's hands were straight up. Looks like they are going to card Barcor, so maybe he was on the body. Pulpetti will go to the line for two. With only a handful of games remaining on the conference schedule, I asked Ricardo Dixon what the goals are for the season. He said, in a very simple word, he said, chip. That's all we want to do is get the chip. And they're headed that way. They're on track. They're on pace. But these next couple games are no slouch, no walk in the park. After this one, they take on York in an away game, and then they go to Hunter before closing the season out with two home games, one against Baruch and one against John Jay, both of which will be tall tasks. And Lehman will look to finish the season strong and ride some momentum into the playoffs. Another travel by the Lightning. Now the third in a row. They're just getting a little bit ahead of themselves, and that's part of the downside of coming out with so much energy is you do tend to be a little bit out of control. But it clearly hasn't hurt them yet. So you'll take some of these travels when you're just a little overzealous and ambitious. If it's going to mean great defense right there from Menz. Ball gets bounced around, pinballs over to Tracy. Tracy pushing the tempo, swings it to Menz. Menz in the corner. Off the back iron. Here's Bowman. He's pushing it, but he has no numbers. 1-on-3. Brings it back out to Carcamo. Carcamo looks to swing it over to Dinkins. Dinkins over to... Wow. Carcamo from way downtown. Bingo. His second three of the game. And CCNY into a little bit of a pressure defense as they drop into a 2-2-1, trying to speed Lehman up or maybe cause a couple turnovers. Two high screens, Tracy dives in. Conway from the corner, misses it, but there's Barcor, turns right around. Post hook, doesn't get it to go, but he's fouled on the way up. That's been the main ingredient for Lehman all night long, that offensive glass. Up to 23 rebounds. Completely demolishing CCNY on the glass, as CCNY only with 12 and 10 personal fouls. Just going to show you how the Lightning are attacking this glass, putting pressure on this defense. Barcor gets the first to go, keeping the Beavers at bay, 40-28. Second one good as well. Lehman up 41-28, 2 and change to go in this first half. Fast-paced, high-scoring, fun basketball to watch. Carcamo has the hot hand. Drives past Tracy on the varsity. That's a tough take. Oh, it looks like Barcor got a piece of it. And there's Polpetti not able to get it up. And oh my gosh, blocked by Hartz. These boys are everywhere. Helping each other out when someone gets beat off the dribble. Help defense is there to step up. The rotation is on point right now from the Lightning. Here's Polpetti, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bowman cutting to the defense, stripped away from by Marte. Both of them diving on the floor. This is going to be a jump ball, but the shot clock's going to run out, and it's going to be a shot clock violation, Lehman ball. What a defensive possession right there. Flying around, a couple different blocks, couple different strips, making life difficult for the Beavers. And right now, the Beavers just don't seem to have an answer for this Lehman defense as they're flying around the court. Everybody on a string. One, I don't even know what this defense is. I'm trying to depict it. Maybe a 1-3-1, maybe a 2-3 that's moving around. That'll be another travel. And wow, this is gonna, Coach Schulman's gonna have to talk about this at half, is staying composed, calming down, excuse me. When you see a lane, obviously you want to gap it right away, but almost just getting ahead of themselves here. CCNY causing all these turnovers, causing this over-aggression from Lehman, but they haven't been able to trim down the lead despite getting a few extra possessions off the travels, as Lehman's up to 7 turnovers. Although not a single Lehman player with more than 1, so spread out. Carcamo wide open, his best look of the game. He gets that to go, that's easy. He's clearly got a strap on him. Cuts this to 10, the lowest it's been in a while. We'll see if Lehman can have take some momentum into the half. You know, what they say, the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the half are huge. Tracy had a look, decides not to take it despite hitting a couple early in the game. And Barcor with a beautiful elbow jump shot. You love to see that out of him, not known typically for his jumper. But if he can knock that down consistently, that'll add a whole new element to his game. Beautiful catch and shoot off the left shoulder. Marte gets a little bit too handsy. He'll be blown for the foul, and they'll go to the line for 2. Coach Cologne firing up his CCNY bench, telling him to get into this game. It does seem like Lehman threw the first punch, but ever since then, CCNY has been staying at bay, keeping them an arm's distance apart. 46 seconds to go. Lehman leads by 12. Leye will go to the line to try and tie this ball game up. It'll be a 1-and-1. Gets the first to fall. Leye with that compression, tight short sleeve shirt. I felt like I could never be loose when I was playing in those, but that's why they say to each their own. He's certainly made much more out of his basketball career than I have. I always just felt restricted. Tracy, wow. My goodness, Tracy with the ball on a string, spider dribbling through the entire defense. Gets it to go for 2. Scoops it in, that was beautiful. Beating the press by himself. As now CCNY will hold for the last shot with a chance to cut it to single digits if they shoot a 3. Carcamo, elevator screen up to Bowman. Bowman pump fake, takes the floor. That's a tough shot. Doesn't get it to go, leaves it short. Barcor on the rebound. A couple seconds if they choose to use it. Tracy, quick pass to Hartz, and he gets it off in time, but just a little too much. That's a tough layup when you're going full speed right at the rim. As we hit halftime, Lehman coming out of the gates hot. We got a high-scoring affair. Lehman up 45-33. We'll be back in 15 minutes as Lehman looks to go 10-0. to start their conference play. All right, we check in at halftime. We've got the women's head coach, Eric Harrison, in the booth. Going to be talking to us a little bit about how the season's gone so far, what he's looking forward to ahead. Coach, thank you so much for stepping in with us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
First off, let's start today. Great win, dominated really end to end. Talk to me, what did you look for before the game? Did you see the team execute that? And then thoughts after the game after an incredible performance.
Well, turnovers is our thing. So, we set the goal high with our press, and I think we forced them today into 42 turnovers. So, that's a pretty good number. So we feel if we can turn teams over, we can capitalize, and we did a good job off of that today.
Absolutely. You guys almost doubled them up in shots taken, which when that happens, I mean, it's going to be nearly impossible to lose when you can take double the amount of shots at a team. Obviously, that coming as a beneficiary of all the turnovers. Talk about Heaven Figueroa. Starts off the game a little bit slow in the points column, finishes with 26. Some absolute dimes that she threw, and then also finding that stroke from downtown.
Yeah, Heaven's starting to gel. She's the key to our team. She's our leader, and when she's on her A game, it really helps us out. So she struggled a bit early, and then she got a rhythm going, and when she gets the rhythm going, she's hard to stop.
Absolutely. Emily Kennedy returning from a game absence. What's it like to have her back?
Emily's a great player. She had a family obligation where she couldn't be at our last game against Megger, so we brought her off the bench today, but she was outstanding. Her energy alone just keeps the team going, so we're excited every time we have her out there.
I completely agree. Just an electric factory. Gets everybody pumped up.
Yes, indeed.
Sage Finelli, she's been hot the last two games. As you said, player of the week. What's it like seeing her out there really finding her stride and come into her own for this team?
Sage is starting to be a big player. Coming in, we knew she had a big-time capability. Struggled from the field today a little bit, but she was out the past couple of days with a little flu, so hopefully she's better and, she gets a stroke going come Friday against York. But, we need her to get a run.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And your team moves to 7-3 on the season. We got 4 games of conference play left. Talk to me. We got, like you said, Hunter coming up on Friday. Yep. What are you looking forward to? It's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, we're excited. It's this is playoff time now. It's starting to start getting seeded, and we can be anywhere from the 2 seed all the way to the 5. So all of these games are important. We got York on Friday, and then we go down to Hunter, who's currently the 2 seed, who beat us at home. So that's going to be a good matchup for us. And, we're just excited about postseason and putting ourselves in a position to be successful.
Absolutely. Coach, I got one more for you, and then I'll let you go.
Sure.
You talked to me preseason. You said you wanted to make a very conscious effort of scheduling some competitive and tough non-conference games. How do you see that translating now in the regular season?
Yeah, this is what it was for. We play the Salisburys. We play Montclair. We go play all the good teams, the Christopher Newport. They get you ready for this point here. So we feel that our team has an advantage. They've played tough competition. They've been in adversity on the road, and it helps them come down the stretch. So we're hoping that it's something that plays out really around postseason time. Once the postseason starts, it's a whole new ballgame.
Precisely.
So we're hoping that helps us out.
I got one last one for you. Team's been playing well, obviously, but I'm sure you think they got room to grow. Where's one place you want to see them improve, or one place you think they can improve to take this team to the next level and really make that stride and make that leap that you want to make come postseason?
Yeah, we got to box out. We give up a lot of offensive rebounds. We're a small team, and, we're playing against some good post players in the conference. So, we just get everybody on the boards, boxing out, getting rebounds, securing the ball, and limiting our turnovers. And, we've got some good players out there. When they get hot, we can be pretty good. So, We're going to be tightening up the few things over the next couple of weeks, and boxing out is definitely big on the agenda.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Harrison, thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck. You got, like you said, York on Friday, Hunter on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yep.
And then 2 home games to close out the season against Baruch and John Jay.
Yep.
We're looking forward to it. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking
Thank
the
you.
time. And best of
Appreciate
luck.
you. Thank you.
All right, as we get ready to kick off the second half, Lehman holding a 45-33 lead over the City College of New York Beavers. 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 And here we are. Keyshawn Tracy came out hot to start the first half, knocking down 2 early threes and then getting another one to fall later. Great hustle by Kofi Menz as he's on the floor early, ripping that ball away from Carcamo. Keeping up with the same energy that they had to start the game. The one knock on the Lightning from that first half was the travels. They had a handful of silly turnovers from getting too excited and shuffling those feet before attacking the basket. The Beavers in a 1-2-2 pressure, not sending an immediate double team, but looking to make some noise, maybe just cause them to speed up like they just did. But there's Nadai doing what he does best, getting that offensive rebound. Goes up strong, isn't able to get it to go, but it'll stay with the Lightning. Tracy led the way with 13 points, going 3 from downtown. Nadai had 8 points and 8 boards. Dixon not incredibly productive on the stat sheet, but nonetheless, you know how much of a factor he is on the court, drawing so much attention on every single play as the defenders have to know where he is, have to key in on him, and anytime he has the ball, they're thinking about sending two, and the help is right there. Bowman taking it to the rim, spin, turn around, tucks it in off the glass. Nice take from Bowman. Lead is cut to 10. Here's Tracy. Let's see how they dissect this press. Hart's had Nadai open down low. They'll opt to pass it up top and reset. Tracy knifes through the lane. Brings it back out. So they fall from a 1-2-2 into a 2-3 zone. And we'll see if Lehman can get some guys to flash to the rim. There's Nadai taking it hard, picking up the foul. Men's wide open from the wing. Little too much on that, but Nadai, another offensive rebound. Oh, there's Dixon, beautiful footwork. Spins left for the lefty layup. Dixon can heat up in a hurry. I expect a big second half out of him as he looks to really send a message to his former team. If you don't know, now you know. The former City College of New York player, Dixon transferred to Lehman this past offseason. He's got revenge on his mind. Again, just like a soft press that maybe is just meant to get this team to speed up a little bit. That was just way too easy. Dixon drives in, dumps it off to Nadai, and Nadai gets the easy layup to fall. Immediately, Coach Daniel Colon for City College of New York will put in a Lubican. Oh, wow. Reyes came flying in for the tip and couldn't get it to go. Menz out to Hartz for 3. Hartz doesn't shoot it. I thought he might go up with that transition in rhythm 3. Lehman 1 for their last 5 from downtown. We'll see if they can heat up after an early microwave. Here's Dixon, top of the key. That looked good. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Look at Nadai, just every single play, laying it out on the line, making the defense work to box him out. He'll draw the foul and get Lehman another possession on the loose ball whistle. There's Dixon, goes up. That'll be a jump ball. Dixon all-conference 2 years ago, missed a lot of last year with an injury. Coach Schulman says he's got all the talent in the world, and the sky's the limit for him. He's got that skinny frame, very athletic. Me and Sam touched on it. As you can see, Dixon talking with his former teammate Dinkins. Me and Sam touched on it a while back. Dixon wearing that 35. And our hypothesis is he is models a little bit of his game after the Slim Reaper, a la Easy Money Sniper, a la KD Trey 5. Reyes doesn't get the easy layup to go. It'll come out to Dinkins. And Reyes is really just hammering that ball into the ground, dribbling it. Reyes gaps it, fakes the spin, pump fake. Out to Alubican. Alubican blocked by Nadai. Great defense. Nadai's first block of the game. He's everywhere. Nadai, such a physical presence, both on offense and defense. Just one of those players that you just hate to play against because he makes your life so challenging. And that's beautiful defense again by him with his hands straight up. Hart's thought about the three. He's got Dixon up top. Opts for the in the lane shot instead, but it gets stripped away. It'll stay with the Lightning. Tracy the trigger. Right to Nadai. Oh, good hands by Alubican, but he's going to get whistled for the foul. Nadai will go to the free throw line. Nadai 2 for 5 from the line so far. Already tallied a double-double. 11 rebounds, 10 points. A steal, an assist, and a block. Filling up the score sheet. Lehman struggling from the line, 10 of 17. After a quick bucket from Bowman, the Beavers haven't scored a point in over 2.5 minutes. We'll see if they can get back on the board. Tracy playing that signature full court pressure defense that he loves to do. Get up and into the body space of opposing guards. Carcamo thought about that three, but now Bowman, oh, he had Alubican for a second. Here's Reyes, looked like he shoveled the feet. Step back jumper, no, I thought he was gonna shoot it. Here's Carcamo knifing in. Oh, that's a nice take, but he gets, yep. Looked like some contact. He'll go to the line for two. Coach Schulman said at the beginning of the season, the goal is to win the next game. But if you had to extract a season-long goal, it would be to win the CUNY regular season championship. They're well on their way, as I said, 9-0, riding an 8-game winning streak. 5 games to go, including this one, 4 after this, 2 home, 2 away. And it looks like the referees are going to review something. I didn't even know that was possible. I don't know what even they're going to look at. I think what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a replay review. However, the referees aren't looking at a replay. They're looking at the delayed broadcast, which means they only have one look at what's going on before they have to come to a decision. But hey, one look's better than no looks. Whatever the call was, Carcamo will be on the line for two as they trail the Lightning 35-50. On the court for Lehman, Tyrese Conway, Kofi Menz, Amar Nadai, Tyler Hartz, Keyshawn Tracy. For the Beavers, Cameron Reyes, Abdias Carcamo. And it looks like there's some more controversy. Coach Schulman is near half court arguing that something happened. Carcamo's talking. Okay, the refs have now decided to give the ball to Lehman. It will be 36-50 with 16 minutes to go. Lehman basketball. Men's short corner to Hartz. Conway's open on the corner if they want to reverse swing it. Nadai's gonna come and set a ball pick. Tracy to the rim. That's just way too easy. He is so quick, so elusive. That first step when he puts it into gear is just 0 to 60. Beautiful to watch as he explodes to the rim for two. Count it plus the basket. He comes off that screen, hesitates for a quick second to get the defender to pause, and then just explodes right to the rim. Elevates, gets it to go, takes the contact on the wrist, and converts the and one there. Lehman building on their lead, up 17 points. Tracy up into Carcamo. He backs off now. Bowman cuts back door. Oh my gosh, way downtown for Carcamo. Leaves it short. That's another. Whoa. Tracy getting into it with Carcamo a little bit, maybe a little bit of frustration. Probably an ill-advised shot that early in a shot clock to be taken from that far. And Tracy forced it there. Had a lane. Oh, great pass. Dinkins to Reyes. Reyes can't get the two to fall. Ball's pinballing around. Tracy comes up with it. This game's got some pace to it. Now Tracy's slowing down a little as CCNY falls into a man. Yeah, that'll be a travel. Conway, you got to put the ball on the floor if you're going to take those steps. Basket for CCNY. Hartz is frustrated with the call. As that'll be another Lehman turnover. Coach Schulman's going to call time. 14:29 to go. Lehman holding on to a 15-point lead. We take you back live. Lehman 53, CCNY 38. Lehman have a little bit of travel issues. Might be some TSA problems, if you know what I'm saying. Air traffic control. Not able to get these planes off the ground. I'm just joking. Tracy at the top of the key. Double ball screen. He decides to go right off Nadai. Here's Hartz at the top, swings it to Menz. Another ball screen, but they're in this 2-3 zone. It's Conway with a tough three-pointer. Contested. Dinkins skies for the rebound. In the corner, Bowman, tough three-pointer. Menz with a great contest, flying, and he'll pick it up. No numbers, but he's still going to push it. Looks like a foul there, yeah. A lot of contact. Menz helps himself up. Dixon back on the floor for the Lightning. Conway takes a breather. Coach Schulman coaching him up over there. Beavers into a 2-3 zone, rotating well. Tracy, he's open if he wants it. One ball fake, exactly, just all you got to do. And here's Menz in the corner. Rims out, there's Dixon, easy, too easy. When Dixon comes down with it, he pogo sticks right back up. Beautiful layup from him. Borisade over to Bowman. Bowman's getting a lot of burn. I don't think I've seen, oh wow, nice shovel pass. Maybe that's why he's getting all that burn. Wow, beautiful pass right there into a Borisade for two. And a Borisade playing point on this press coverage. Menz swings it over to Dixon. Dixon thought about the three, he's gonna drive. I thought he was gonna sky high and try to punish that one down. Instead, he goes for the layup, gets fouled, and he'll be taken two at the line. Dixon up to 7 points after starting off a little bit slow. Keyshawn Tracy leading the way with 16 on an efficient 6 of 8. Interesting note, CCNY is actually winning the turnover battle, but they are getting absolutely exploited on the offensive glass and in the rebound margin in general. They just have 19 rebounds while Lehman is up to 38. Here's Carcamo. Swings it over. Dinkins from the wing. Way too long. Overcooked his steak like Wonder does. Here's Tracy. Bringing it up. Finds Hartz. Hartz immediately gaps it, doesn't even think about shooting, goes for the floater. That looks like a lot of contact. Dixon flying in. Oh my gosh. Blocked by a Borisade. Ball is flying around this thing like a beach ball in a baseball stadium. Cameron Reyes will finally take it down court and get the two to fall. Lehman holding on to a 15-point lead, 12:15 to go. We take you back live inside the Apex Dome. One thing Ricardo Dixon talked to me about during the halftime interview, he said they really want to win it for some of these assistant coaches on the sideline. A lot of them former Lehman players. Dixon said he's played against a handful of them. He looks up to a lot of them. They're incredible coaches and that, you know, have been on the front lines. They have been in the championship game. There's Dixon in the corner, leaves it short. They've been in the championship game for Lehman. They just haven't been able to get over that hump. So something Ricardo really, really wants to do is get it done for them, be the team that finally does it. And they are well on their way to do that if they can continue. Oh, pass up from Menz. If they can continue this outstanding undefeated conference play season. Dixon battling down low. Tough layup. Oh my gosh, but he's right there. And he is fired up. Fired up. You know what they say. The shooter always knows best where he's going to miss or can track down the rebound better than anyone else. And right there, Dixon is, as soon as he put that ball up, he knew it was going to fall off the other side of the rim. He goes there, snares the rebound, and like I said, Pogo sticks right back up, takes the contact. No foul is called, but he gets the deuce to go, and he's amped up. You can tell this one means a little bit something extra to him. As we're hearing some stray comments from the crowd trying to distract Leye. Oh, and it nearly works, but he gets the friendly roll. Trickles in. Nice pass from Hartz as he fakes out Leye on the Dixon. Knife into the basket. Misses the first one. Second one, and the basket counts, plus the foul. One more time. Over and over and over and over again. Dixon is just relentless on the glass. Relentless. Lehman's been the more aggressive team all day. They've had more heart all day. And this is the result. A lot of offensive rebounds. Getting to the line. Dixon will look to cap off the three-point play. Around and out. Dixon up to 13 now. Dinkins from downtown. Step back jumper, no good. Fighting for the loose rebound. Tracy thought about taking the dolphin dive into the CCNY bench. Opts against it. Says, I'll let you keep possession. I'll save my body from pain. Marte got his hand on it, couldn't quite reel it in for the steal. Good activity nonetheless. Reyes comes off the screen. He's got a lubricant cutting. Bad pass from Reyes. That'll be out of bounds. Carcamo can't control it. Lehman ball, another forced turnover. That is now 8 for the Beavers. Lehman calling out an inbound set. Looks like they're in 2. Tracy's played a great game at point guard, limiting his turnovers, knocking down shots, getting to the rim, mixing it up, scoring on all 3 levels. Whoa! Tracy looked for the lob to Dixon as he was cutting back door. Reyes. Oh, nice pass. Oh my gosh. Foul on Conway. You could hear the slap from here. Lubikin knocks down the free throw. This game has been interesting. Lehman went on an early run and took a 15-point lead, and ever since, CCNY has hung in there. They haven't been able to make any dent into the lead, but they haven't given up. Lehman hasn't been able to blow the doors off. And there it is, Leye for 3 in the corner. Maybe that jump starts the offense and gets their bench into it, gets some momentum for them. The lead is down to 13, the lowest it's been in a while. And oh my goodness, Marte, the man in the arena, and just an absolute gimme layup. Not sure what the defensive miscommunication was there, but he's wide open under the basket. Extending the lead back to 14. Oh my gosh. Dixon just took the elevator upstairs and said no, 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 but it'll be after the whistle. CCNY will have it underneath. I'm getting a little startled by some of these athletic explosions. Here's a Lubikin, hands it off to Carcamo. Carcamo knifing into the defense. Nice little hesitation. That'll be a foul. Once you get him up in the air, it's real tough to control your body on the way down. A lot of fouls in this game have come off offensive rebounds and then just jumping around. Lubikin will go to the line for 2. 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Lehman looking to hold on, get their winning streak up to 9 games in a row, move to 10-0 in conference play. They handled business a few weeks ago against this same CCNY team, though now CCNY has a few players that have returned from injuries, and Coach Schulman expected a tougher game. He's got that to an extent. Lehman's been able to kind of keep it safe, and wow, Leye, that's great hustle. Carcamo thought about the 3, that would have been big. Reyes instead drives to the hoop. Interesting, Conway thought about taking the charge, opts against it, goes for the contest. That's a 3-point possession, lead down to 12. Lehman 63. Tracy getting swarmed up top. Oh my God, Tracy swiping away at Leye as he's getting his hands in the cookie jar. Tracy doing a lot of dribbling. Here's Hart's wide open if he wants to shoot at Conway. A big 3, nails it! That is huge. Seemed like CCNY was making a little bit of a push. That is a massive 3 to extend the lead back to 15. Here's Leye, the contested 3. Whole lot of air. Someone left the back door to this gym open. I can feel the wind gusting as the crowd gets into a little bit of an airball chant. That was a massive, massive 3-pointer from Conway. The quick trigger from the top of the key. As he is now up to 6 points himself. Tracy again swiping with that hand. He's got to be careful or they'll call that. Although they're actually going to call it on Dinkins. I guess he's sticking that hand in there first, and Conway is just responding. They are in the bonus, so Tracy will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Calmly knocks it down, and wow, there was a loud screech from the crowd. It was honestly poorly timed if they were trying to distract the shooter. It came after he made the first free throw, before he even had the ball in his hands. Interesting tactics. Carcamo quickly ahead, diving in, swings it out. Dinkins thought about the 3, spin moves, but he spun around, but he lost the ball. Carcamo for 3, he's been knocked down from there, yep. He's pretty much automatic if you leave him that wide open. The Beavers picking, and great hands from Dinkins. Oh, Tracy slips and falls. Conway thought about pulling the deep wing 3. As every time the Beavers make a little bit of a push, it's Lehman responding. Here's Conway again on the top of the key, thought about it. Reyes with a hard closeout, great floater, but that's going to be an offensive foul. Way to put your body on the line by Carcamo. He could feel Conway coming in for that soft floater. Conway just not able to stop in time. Every time, though, the CCNY team makes a push, Lehman responds with a big basket. Nadai's been a little bit quieter in the back half of this second half. I'm looking for him to get more active on that offensive glass. He's at 14 rebounds and 11 points. Tracy with 18 points. Here's Reyes. After an early 3, he's been quiet, although maybe he'll shut me up. Not quite yet. Conway with the rebound. He has Men's on the wing if he wants him. He'll slow it down. Up to Tracy. Conway from the wing. No dice. Men's fighting. Could have been an over the back. CCNY done a nice job boxing out. Holding Lehman to one shot. Bowman from the top of the key. Turkey! And if you don't know what a turkey is, it's 3 strikes in bowling, something I cannot do. Lehman only up 11, and he did not step out of bounds. Coach Schulman calls it timeout. And Lehman up 68-57 with 6:25 remaining. They'll look to close this one out. We'll be back soon. We're back, and the lead is the smallest it's been in quite some time, thanks to a pair of threes, one from Bowman, one from Carcamo. And Coach Schulman calls a timeout. We'll see what his ATO play is. Immediate double from CCNY. Tracy gets around it, swings it to the corner. Dixon checks back into the game. He'll probably be in the rest of the way. Hartz, he's also had a quieter game than he's used to. But there's a die on the offensive glass. Gets blocked, going back up for it. And CCNY can cut it to single digits, drops it off to Bowman. Great take by Bowman, eluding 2 Lehman would-be defenders. Dixon and Menz both going high for the block. Neither can get it. It's a 9-point game, 68-59, just under 6 to play. Hart's only 4 shots on the night. There's Dixon in the high corner. Menz on the wing. Doesn't get it to go. Here comes CCNY. All the momentum. Ray is coming down the right wing. Gaps it on Hartz. Step through. Lot of contact. No whistle. Goes up strong. Popetti is fouled. And Reyes is outraged. Really, he's just perplexed, asking the ref where the contact was. It was definitely a lot of contact, and just one of those toss-ups. Popetti will go to the line. Popetti will go to the line, down 9 points with 5.5 to go. That's the first to fall. Lehman scoreless in the last 2.5 minutes. CCNY on a 10-0 run right now. The lead is just 8. Tracy with 18 points has not scored in a while. We'll see if he gets aggressive. The Beavers in the 1-2-2 zone, kind of 3/4 court pressure. Here's Dixon gapping it. Oh, it looked like maybe a carry, steps through. That's a tough shot from Dixon. Jump ball. Yep, Dixon gets his hands on it. Good hustle by Dixon to save the possession. May have rushed that shot a little bit there. And that's what CCNY is trying to do with this pressure. You can feel the crowd a little bit tense now. Lehman was kind of on cruise control all game, keeping it within double digits, keeping the Beavers at arm's distance apart. But now the lead just down to 7 with 5 minutes. The Beavers with all the momentum. Dixon is open on the top of the key if Tracy wants him. Here he is. Thought he might pull that 3. Here's Hartz. Hands it off to Tracy, and they're going to get set. Maybe the double high screen. Looks like a man coverage now from CCNY, throwing him off. Hartz open on the wing. Down, short corner. Dixon, fadeaway. Doesn't get it to go. Incredible tip-in effort from Nadai, but it doesn't fall. CCNY looks to close the gap even more. Bowman in the corner. Reyes, wing. Carcamo. Reyes gaps it, dunks it off, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Amar Nadai putting his body on the line. Unselfish basketball. We before I. Absolutely love it from Amar Nadai. Just the type of player he is and the type of team Coach Schulman is trying to get his team to be. We'll see if Lehman can get the monkey off their back and put the ball through the hoop. It's been quite some time, nearing 10 real-time minutes, 3.5 game minutes. 68-61, 4.5 to go. Men's thought about it on the wing. The Beavers rotating well. Lehman swinging it around the perimeter. They got to get someone to flash middle. Nobody's middle. Hartz, pull-up jump shot, air ball. It's a tough shot. When nobody's flashing middle, it's tough to dissect a zone defense. You can't have Nadai and Dixon sitting around stagnant on the block. Timeout CCNY. 68-61 Lehman, 4 and change to go. Back live, Apex Arena. Allow me to set the stage for you. Lehman, 8-game winning streak, looking to make it 9. Lehman, 9-0 in conference play, looking to get to 10-0. On cruise control all game, up by anywhere from 12 to 18 it seemed like. But now, CCNY on a 10-0 run, down 68-61 with the ball. Bowman tries to dive in, Men's pokes it away. It'll stay Purple basketball. Under 4 minutes to go. Both teams in the bonus. Either any type of foul from either team will send the players to the line. Carcamo the trigger. He's been lights out from downtown. Here's Popetti and he loses it. And it'll be Lehman basketball. Bad mistake from Popetti right there. But this is where Lehman has struggled, and this is where the Beavers have kind of clamped down on defenses, forcing them into quick decisions, forcing them into bad shots, and then once they do get it across the timeline, they're kind of becoming stagnant. So now you're already down to 18 seconds on the shot clock. They're in this zone, and no one from Lehman is flashing middle. You need someone to flash middle. Here's Tracy, pull-up jump shot on the wing. Too much. Rebound. Dixon can't get the rebound, and it falls back to CCNY. The shooting struggles, offensive struggles continue for Lehman. Here's Carcamo. Looked like Kate Tracy held his hand for a second. Carcamo out to Leye. Leye for three! Bottoms from the corner, 68-64. And Men's recklessly diving into the lane, and he'll go down hard. He does get fouled on the way up, so he'll have 2 free throws. Though it looks like he landed right on his wrist. He'll get up. He's a tough player. You know he will. It was 68-61. Maybe Leye's foot was on the line because it is only 68-63 now. Men's can't get the free throw to fall. Lehman is now scoreless for 4 minutes and 55 seconds. The Beavers on a 12-0 run. Lehman 1 for their last 11 from downtown. Men's finally gets it to go, and Lehman will put a crooked number on the scoreboard. 69-63. Lehman up 6 with 3 minutes to go. CCNY with all the momentum. Carcamo dribbling up top. Tracy in his grill. Bowman will set the fade screen. Here's Popetti driving in recklessly. Oh my gosh, and that is an absolute bailout foul. Popetti completely out of control, falling down. Hartz will get whistled, and Popetti will go to the line for 2. First one falls for Popetti. It sounds like we've got a handful of CCNY fans in the crowd as they're supporting their guy. Second one falls. 69-65 as he makes a hand motion to the crowd. CCNY, law of the momentum, 14-1 run. Pressure defense, got to get it across the timeline. Here comes the double. Hart splits it but loses it, but he'll get bailed out with the foul, and that's back-to-back questionable calls. Leye's beside himself. Sending Harts to the free throw line. Big free throws here. 2 minutes and 45 to go. Gets the first to fall. Cool, calm, collected. Tyler Harts. No leg sleeve today. Was rocking it on Saturday. Can he extend it to a 6-point ball game? Live ball on a miss. Misses it. 70-65. Can Lehman step up to the plate and squeak one out after blowing the big lead late? Or will CCNY fight all the way back? And wow, is that another foul? Carcama will now go to the line with a chance to cut it to a one-possession game as this game has come to a screeching halt. Fouls consecutively on both ends. Nadai checks out, Conway into the game. Less size, but more athleticism. 2 free throws here. Excuse me, 1 and 1. Oh, and Carcamo loses it. Can't get the free throw to go on the front end of a 1-to-1, and then had the chance for the offensive rebound, but it just slips out of his hand. And this is a massive possession for Lehman. Extremely quick foul on Dinkins. Not even 2 seconds come off of the clock on that one. Tracy will go to the line. As back and forth we go, Lehman and the City College of New York trading free throws. We are in the double bonus on this end, so it will be 2 for Tracy. First one goes. Tracy up to 19 points, 4 of 4 from the line, 6 of 9 from the field. Just a marvelous game out of Keyshawn Tracy, and he got it going early with 2 big threes. Let's see if he can seal the deal late. 71-65. CCNY, a handful of players are in foul trouble. Alubakin and Dinkins both with 4. One more, and they would be forced out of the game. Nobody in foul trouble for Lehman. Crowd's getting into it on both sides. Carcamo at the top, down 7, 2 minutes to go. He's thinking 3 in the corner. Leye driving to the rim. No foul call. There's Popetti on the glass. Blocked by Nadai. Swallowed up. Incredible defense. The ball will stay with the Beavers, and they'll call timeout with 2 minutes and 6 seconds left, down 7. Gonna draw up a play. We'll be back in 30 seconds. (72-65). 2 minutes and 6 seconds left. Lehman looking to remain perfect in conference play. Looked like they had this one in hand all the way through, and CCNY with a late storm to cut it to single digits, got it as low as 4. And here they are. Popetti. Conway tried to swat it, Tracy tried to squat it from behind, misses it, but Popetti can't get the post hook to go anyways, and Lehman will look to put a pin in this one. Dixon, it would only be fitting if he were the man to do it against his old team. Tracy at the top, shot clock at 10. Nadai, high screen. Tracy with a tough pull-up jumper off the back iron. CCNY down 7. Carcamo pushing in transition. Here's Leye in the wing. Leye back to Carcamo for 3. Bottom! What a shot from Carcamo. His 5th 3 of the game. He's up to 19 points, and that cuts it to a 4-point game with 1:22. We'll keep you right here for this one. Expecting some pressure from CCNY. And this will be a gritty win for this Lehman team, as they blew this team out a few weeks ago when they had played in CCNY. CCNY comes in with a few new players tonight. Lehman jumps out to an early lead, punching first. Keyshawn Tracy hitting a couple threes. Kofi Menz getting in the mix. Nadai coming out early, had a near double-double in the first half. But CCNY with a late 4th quarter surge to get back into this, make it interesting, get a little perspiration going from some Lehman faithful. And here we are. Lehman ball up 4 with 1.5 minutes. A miss here, and things could get real dicey. We'll see what Schulman draws up. Dixon had a big 3rd quarter. 5 for 15 on the night with 13 points. Nadai with 15 boards and 11 points. He's been stuck on 11 for a while. For the Lightning, it'll be Conway, Menz, Tracy, Hartz, and Dixon. Nadai and Marte on the bench, but ready to be subbed in at any moment. For CCNY, it's Dinkins, Leye, Carcamo, Bowman, and Popetti. Here's Menz. They have no issue burning clock. Took a couple steps, no travel called, and Schulman's going to call a timeout. He didn't like the look there. 1:11 to go, 20 seconds on the shot clock. We'll be back. Schulman, a mastermind, out of timeouts. We'll see what he runs here. Another interesting thing to keep a look out for is what CCNY comes out, and they've been switching out from a 2-3 to a 1-3-1 to man. Looks like right now they're in man, but I would not be surprised if they dropped into a zone to throw them off guard. Nope, they're going to keep a man. Nope, it's a 1-3-1. 1-3-1 defense. I doubt Schulman will game plan for that. Pass down to Hartz. Ball gets dribbled around, swatted. Hartz with great defense. And another timeout called by the Beavers. They will have the ball down 4 points, 58.2 seconds to go. Lehman didn't know what to do when the Beavers came out in the 1-3-1. Tracy forced a pass into Hartz. Hartz had at the low post, was getting swarmed, got the ball knocked out of his hands, had to dive on the floor to try and salvage the possession. CCNY comes up with it and calls timeout, and will now have the ball with a chance to cut it to 1 or 2 points. If you're Lehman, you're expecting the ball to be in the hands of Carcamo to start. They might go inside to Popetti, which they've been liking to do. Bowman's been a go-to as well with 10 points. But I expect Carcamo, the action to run through Carcamo. He's at 5 threes on the night with 19 points. The only other three in double digits are Leye, who's been crucial in this fourth quarter to bring him back with a couple threes, and Bowman and Popetti at 10 apiece. Here we go. Can Lehman get a huge defensive stand, or is CCNY gonna really get this building on their toes? Leye the trigger. Inbound to Dinkins. Here's Carcamo. Tracy walking with him up the court. Not playing pressure defense, but he's right there with him. Looks like they're trying to go down low to Popetti. Nadai denying the ball. Popetti gets it out wide. Not great position, but he has the ball. Looks like they wanted Leye on a down screen. Popetti, post hook. Goes up. Swatted again. 2 blocks from Nadai. And the Lehman Lightning out in transition. Oh my gosh. And this will be Beaver basketball as Hartz gets blocked, and then the ref is saying it went off of Hartz at the end. A really malinformed shot from Hartz, as you should just bring that ball out with only 30 seconds to go, but nothing you can do now. 72-78, under 30 to play. Tracy with quick hands. Carcamo doesn't really have a good feel for it. He's found it now. A lot of contacts, gets to the rim, and he's fouled going up. It'll be 2 free throws with a chance to cut this to a 2-point game with 18.6 to play. What a game down the stretch as CCNY is on a 17-4 elongated run. Lehman once again scoreless in the last 2 minutes. Carcamo gets the first to fall, 3-point game. Both teams in the double bonus. Huge free throw here from Carcamo. Gets it to go. Lehman's going to inbound. No timeout for Schulman. 18.6. He got to get it in. Dixon calls timeout, and he can't get it in. 72-70. 18.6 to play. Lehman's perfect conference record on the line. And Carcamo is playing out of his mind down the stretch of this game. I assume Nadai will be coming off the floor here as Schulman will put in his free throw shooters. Likely Dixon, Conway, Menz, Tracy, and Hartz. But how about those 2 huge blocks from Nadai to stuff Popetti as he was going up, only for Tyler Hartz to come down the other end, get up a layup that doesn't fall, that was honestly probably off of CCNY, but the refs make the call and say it was last touched by Hartz. And here we go. As expected. Oh, and I stand corrected. Nadai will be in this game. And so if you're CCNY, you would love to put him on the line. If you're Lehman, you don't want him coming anywhere near this basketball. Fairly surprised by this decision. Oh, and they will have Men's deep. They're going to go to the safety valve to Hartz. They'll foul right away. Hartz will go to the line. He'll have 2 free throws. 1 to make it a 3-point game. 2 to make it a 2-possession game. Last time Hartz went to the line, he went 1 for 2. We'll see if he can knock down both of these clutch free throws and make things difficult for CCNY trying to pull off this miraculous comeback. First one goes, nothing but net. CCC, cool, calm, and collected from Hartz. But this is where you make your money. 1's good. 2 is what you want to make it a 2-possession game. On a live ball, We'll see if CCNY calls timeout. Doesn't matter. 2 absolute pure free throws. Doesn't even hit rim on either of them. Clock's ticking. The clock is not CCNY's friend, and they're not going to call timeout. Carcamo for 3. He has another in him! My goodness! 1-point ball game, 9.7 to play. Carcamo putting the team on his back. His 6th 3 on the night. 74-73. And now no matter what happens, CCNY will at least have a chance to tie this game and send it to overtime. My goodness, Carcamo. 6 threes, 24 points, 7 of 12 from the field. None bigger than that one. Only taking 7 seconds off the clock after Hartz knocks down 2 big free throws, comes up, gets a ball screen, walks right into a wing 3. Contested, doesn't matter. Absolutely butter coming out of Carcamo's hands. And now we get back into the free throw game. Ken Lehman knocked down 2 free throws and make sure that they won't lose this game. At the very least, take it at overtime. The ball will be taken out from their own baseline where they did have trouble getting the ball in last time. Dixon had to call a timeout. They did get it into Hartz after the timeout. They ran a play to send men's down court on a seeming like a seam route in football. We'll see what Shulman drew up tonight. Dixon the inbound. Men's goes down court. Tracy, they get it to Hart. Oh, and that was almost a jump ball. But Hartz does get the whistle called. Foul is on Leye. That'll be his 2nd. There are 3 Beaver players with 4 fouls, which means 1 would disqualify them from the game. That's Dinkins, Alubikin, and Aburasade. Hartz will go to the line, up 74-73 with 8 seconds to go. Huge free throws here. Gets the roll on the first one. Shooter's touch looked like he may have left it short and it was going to roll off the rim, but it falls back in. 75-73, 8 seconds to go. Possession arrow is in the hands of the Beavers in case of a jump ball. Hartz gets the 2nd to go too. 3-point game. Hartz has ice in his veins, hitting 4 consecutive pressure free throws. Lehman leads 76-73, 8.5. Now if I'm CCNY, I'm obviously trying to get this ball to Carcamo, who's the only reason we're in this game. But if I'm Lehman, I'm thinking about sending 2 his way. If CCNY comes out with a package including a big man maybe like Popetti, I might abandon him and allow him to take an open 3 rather than give Carcamo a chance at a one-on-one, because he's feeling it. He's in the zone right now. Also, what might be going through Coach Shulman's mind is, do I foul? Up 3 points, you could put him on the line, and at that point you're playing the free throw game. The only risk you run is if CCNY gets into a shooting motion as a player is attempting that foul. So a lot of decisions to be made by both teams here. It'll all unfold in just a few seconds. But my guess would be Carcamo gets the ball in his hands with a chance to send this thing to overtime. Lehman, Dixon, Hartz, Menz, Tracy, Nadai. For the Beavers, Leye, Reyes, Carcamo, Bowman, and Dinkins. No Popetti in. Carcamo will take it out, so look for him to maybe get some a full speed ahead of him. He's going to pass it to someone and get the handoff. No, they go right to Bowman. Bowman with a lot of space in front of him. The three, Dinkins in the corner. Blocked by Nadai, and that'll do it. Lehman squeaks out of this one with a massive win. The winning streak goes to 9, and they move to 10-0 in conference play, And my goodness, Nadai with 3 huge rejections to close out this game. None bigger than that last one. Dinkins was in the corner with a chance to tie it. A great play drawn up by CCNY. Bowman came down the court, found him in the corner, and Nadai just gets a piece of it to keep Lehman's conference play perfect. What an absolute ball game. CCNY made it interesting late. Lehman on cruise control most of the game, not able to close it out strong, but they get